Okay, guys, I'm so excited. Why am I not showing up on here? Can you guys see me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Am I on the big picture for you guys or little?
Um,
The big picture?
it just depends on our view. Like if I do speaker view,
Okay.
you're a big person. But if
Okay.
I go over to the little tic-tac-toe, then you're little like me.
Okay. Because I look little and Marianne's big.
So click on your speaker view.
I don't know where that is.
Mm,
It
look
doesn't
in
matter.
the
I don't have to see myself big. That's okay. I'd rather not see myself big, actually. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So you guys are in for a treat. Well, I'm doing the training tonight. Mary Ann, because she
No,
has,
I'm not.
you're not?
No, because I was gonna wash my face beforehand and we're during the meeting and I didn't have time to wash my face.
Okay, we'll do it next week.
Okay.
Mary Ann was gonna mask the biocellulose mask. She was gonna mask while we were doing the training because she's a busy mom of 5 and this is the only 30 minutes that she can have. When you have children one day, you will understand. All right, so guys, what do you have there? Your
I'm
timer?
gonna paint my nails
Oh, that's a good idea.
and take notes.
Yes. All right, so guys, this topic actually came to me today via my husband. We're driving down the road coming home from church, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to come up with a topic and box it out and text it out. And I said, what should I train on? I said, all of our training is videoed now, and we've got all the basic stuff. What can we train on? And he said, you should train on if they could provide for their family like you did. And so he said, I know you've told your story a lot. He said, but your story, the story of how you brought us out of the situation that we were in when Delta gave us the big pay cut, and how I continue to help provide for the family with our with private school and stuff like that. And so he gave me some ideas. Isn't it awesome when your husband knows way too much about the business? And of course I got a lecture. We will just leave that off our notes. All right, so here's one of the things that Andy said. He said, bottom line, because you guys know he did his senior, I guess it's a senior thesis on Mary Kay for his business degree on Mary Kay, the company. So not only had he lived it, let's see, 2006, he graduated in 2008. We had been in Mary Kay for 7 years. And so he already watched me come through the company, and win a couple of cars at that point. I think it was like 3 or 4 cars. I was just in my pink Cadillac. And then, of course, he read several books that were written about the company. And so he knows a lot about our business plan. And here's the first thing that he said today. He said, bottom line, no matter what things change or how things change and how people change and the different demographics that we have to work with, our business plan is still the same and our products are still awesome. People love our products and our business plan still works. So I know that today's Mary Kay consultants, we face a lot of things that I didn't have to face back in the day when I started, and neither did Mary Ann. We have a lot of startup direct sales because people caught wind that, hey, Mary Kay is still going strong after 54, 55 years. Maybe we should do what they do. And so our market has been bombarded with a lot of other products. But like Andy said, we still have the best product and we still have the best business plan. Nobody can seem to match that because they're not willing to risk it like Mary Kay risked. Like, remember, her attorney said don't do it, her accountant said don't do it. Y'all, on paper this doesn't work, but it's worked for 54 years. And that's why when you see all these startup companies, they don't give their consultants 50% commission. Their team building is not simple. It's confusing because nobody has I'm going to use a terrible word here. Nobody had the balls that Mary Kay had to do it. So they want to mimic us, but they can't. And so Andy's right on. Our business plan is still top notch. It's, true and tested. And our products are still so far above everybody else. And so be proud. And so let's continue on. So the question I wanted to ask you is, can you support your family with your Mary Kay business? Can you? I do. Mary Ann does. Trinity does. Can you? Absolutely. And we're going to give you some tips tonight on maybe how to get your house in order, as our pastor would say, get your house in order, so that, one day when you're called to do that, you can. And it all starts with building that foundation. So you guys know, before 2006, when Andy took his pay cut, I just needed about $1,500 to $2,000 a month. Okay. I could have sold that by myself, but by this point, I'd already been a sales director for 5 years, okay? And so I was making well above that. But all of that was the foundation that was set, the solid foundation. And so here's some things that Andy and I talked about today on the way home from church is consistency. Always been consistent. And consistency is the key. What you're doing when you're going to do your appointments, and you'll have good ones and bad ones and, ones that make you scratch your head, but God's writing your story. All right. Every appointment can lead to something. Honestly, guys, sometimes I walk away and say, okay, God, what was that all about? Sometimes that person just honestly brings you a good recipe. Sometimes you plant a seed that you may never see that seed. But that's not how we have to live our lives. We just have to be obedient and go forth. But build a large customer base. That is where all of this starts. Okay. You can support your family on your sales. 2 years ago, the queen of sales over the whole Diamond Seminar, I think she sold like 170,000 retail. Okay. So her paycheck for half of that, what is half of that, Marianne? 85,000? 85,000, right? We can't even do the math of half. I mean, that's a lot of lipstick. 85,000 in her pocket just from her sales. All right. So you can support your family on just your sales. So here's some tips. It's got to be a weekly fight for you to fight for that face goal that you have. All right. So we just recently started the $100 a day challenge. When you get $100, when you sell $100, whether it's reorders or a new appointment, Fox me so that we can crow for you so that you can have that daily victory. Why do we do that? Some of you need to learn to win. Okay. You need to know what it feels like to win. Some of you never put yourself out there, especially if you're coming up through the millennial generation. You just were not exposed to the highs and lows of winning and losing. Not your fault. It is not your fault, but it's reality. And so you're about to come into the real world where everything's not win-win. It's ups and downs, and you truly learn so much more from the fall downs and learning how to get back up than you do by winning all the time. But winning, you weren't winning, you were being given. Okay, you were being handed your trophies. You were being handed this, and you were in a cocoon and protected from the disappointments. So what's happened is you didn't get tough enough. You didn't get tough skin to learn how to battle back and fight back. And so having those daily victories, it's not going to be every day. I don't sell $100 every day. It looked like it last week and the week before. I had crazy 2 weeks, but this week might be kind of stagnant, and that's okay. So I've got to go out and fight for that $100. Okay. I've got to text those people that didn't call me for my sale. I've got to do some bookings, things like that. I've got to fight for whatever that victory is that I've set for myself every single day. And so fight for those face goals. So you don't want to live off your reorders. You want to always track your new faces and your existing reorders. All right. Your reorders is the work that you've put in. That, guys, will pay you over and over and over again. My repeat business has been paying me for almost 17 years. All right. And so track yourself and see where that money is coming from. And don't get comfortable with that reorder. That's pocket change. That is pocket change. I want you to be able to, one day pay for your beach house if that's what you want, or stroke a check for your son's first semester of college if that's what you want. Think bigger and beyond than that $100 day. That's where I want to go with this tonight. Is you don't know down the road if you're going to be asked to rise up and pay the mortgage this month, or life's not always going to be roses. And so that's what I was asked to do in 2006 when Andy took home that, $2,000 a month bring home pay cut. I was asked to step up to the plate, even though I was 9 months pregnant with our third child. And so we'll talk a little bit more about when the time comes, did you do the work that set the stage for you to say, no problem, I've got this, like I was able to do. So building a large customer base is where it starts. Fighting for each face. And fight for your appointments. Fight for your appointments and do the things that we've taught you to do. Our YouTube channel is loaded with tips from boot camp, part 1 to part 2, to peeling the onion. All right. If you're new and you're like, and you're looking on our YouTube channel and you're like, what is peeling the onion? That is where we broke apart each skincare class into each section so that you can master it. And that's what I mean by fighting for that appointment, knowing how to coach that class and knowing what to say, and keep that class in front of your hostess, or keep that appointment in front of your facial. Those words, you change your words, you'll change your world. If something's not working, you just simply change your words. Or if you're not using my words, the reason I'm so fanatical about your words is because I've seen it change my business. And I'm like, oh, tell me what your words are. Oh, you're not saying it right. You're like, what? Listen to my words. And if, and ask me, say, Michelle, this is what I text out. Why am I not getting a response? Let me look it over, because I want you to have the success that I've had. I'm trying to save you. Here I go again, putting you in my little cocoon. It's okay, Mary Kay, but I want to save you some of the disappointments and the things that didn't work, because I know what works. And so even following my scripts to the T, it changes a lot. Change your words and you'll change your world. And so fight for every appointment. Here's the great thing about when you have a large customer base and you have a need that comes up, all right? You can have a sale. You can have a flash sale. There's been times where we've needed cash. Let's say I could see that my month was not coming out what it normally would and what our family needs. I prep for a sale. I just have a sale. I'll have a web sale, a flash sale. I'll text everybody back to school sale, because July, everybody dies in July. And guess what? We have tuition due and we have our regular stuff due, and people are busy getting back to school and they may not always book with me. I have a flash sale and I'm like, I got this, no problem. That's what having a customer base means, is that you can whip out a sale and I can rake up $2,000 just like that, because of the customer base that I've built through the good times. If you work during the good times, it will take you through the bad times. You guys know, in June every year, I have to manipulate and create a $10,000 bring home paycheck for myself. So I have to have $5,500 every month anyway, no matter what. But then in June, we still have book fees due at school. We have sustaining fees due. And then I pretty much take the entire month of July off because of seminar, our trip to Michigan, and our trip to visit to the beach with our China friends. So 3 weeks I'm gone. It only gives me a week left and I have to get ready for school. So I have to generate a double paycheck in June, ever since the girls started private school. Well, guess what? They've been in private school since 2014. Boom, boom, boom. I'm happy to say I've hit that $10,000 bring home paycheck every June. That's the power that you have. You have the same power that I have. So I want to more inspire you. Education is there. You're going to get trained, but inspire you to think bigger than that $100 a week, or that $200 a week, or the $300 a week. I want to inspire you to think $10,000 paychecks, all right? Whether it's 5 years from now, or 10 years from now, or 17 years from now. 10,000 is 10,000, all right? And that's what I want you to think bigger. You know, that's what you've been placed here, is to run a thriving business, and you have every tool. I think our area has better tools than anybody, because you've got great teachers who are constantly out in the field. And so, you know, just set that goal. You may not hit, don't set a 10,000 goal this month. I mean, you could. Trinity could. She has 20, she'll get 27 parties on her date book. She has no children. Y'all, and by the way, if she gets on late, y'all wish her happy birthday. She's having her birthday dinner with her husband tonight. Anyway, but you know, she could. Just with her sales alone, she's a sales director, she could hit that. Marianne could hit that. Marianne's got 5 kids with a brand new baby. Realistically, Marianne's probably not going to hit that this month. But I bet you come January, Marianne's going to hit it. Right, Marianne? She'll be able to drive and nurse at the same. No, don't do that. All right. So let's move on to building a team, okay? So that's the other gravy, all right? So sales is the foundation, the faces, the new faces, and then you start building a team. That was the one thing that Mary Kay asked us to always do, and that was to pass it on. And I want to say, for God's sakes, pass it on, all right? Because if you don't understand the money structure of team building, please study it. Please call me. Please, let's sit down and have coffee. I want to show you, because if you understood where the money was from recruiting your best customer to keeping her as your customer, you would know that you're going to make way more money on her as your best top recruit and your best team member versus your best customer all day long. Okay. Study the marketing. I got the marketing from day one because I was a math person. Okay. I came, finance background, mortgages. I get numbers, and all I had to do was look, and I got it. I'm like, oh, I got this. Okay. I knew I had a fire in me to get to sales director, because I knew I was losing money every single month. And it made me like, because I was losing money. You guys know how tight I am. I do not, like, I pinch every penny. And so when I say that the money is in team building, you need to trust me on that. All right. So think of yourself as Santa Claus when it comes to team building. And I'll give you an example. Today I did a debut class for Christine Harper. And fun lady was at her class who'd gone through a divorce, and just really great personality, and couldn't afford, was really struggling over buying one charcoal mask for her daughter, who was adopted from China, by the way. Oh, she's gorgeous. And they got an eye makeup remover, and they splurged and got the charcoal mask. And I'm like, oh, I had to offer her the opportunity because she was asking, and she immediately went, no, I couldn't. And close the doors. And I said, okay. I said, but if you ever change your mind, I would love to give you some information. Y'all, I gave her a gift. She's broke and divorced. She needed Mary Kay. I slid a gift in front of her, and she would not open it. Next. That's what you say. Next. Because sometimes people keep praying and praying and praying for God to show up, and he already did, and they didn't realize it. That's not our battle, okay? God just asked us to be obedient. And that is how I've always looked at this opportunity. I slid a gift in front of Marianne, and she opened it. I slid a gift in front of Trinity, and she opened it. That's all you have to do. Be Santa Claus at every skincare class, all right? It's the holiday season. That you get that. Take yourself out of the equation. This is not about you. Team building is not ever about you. It's about changing that person's life in front of you. If she says no, that's just like the scripture. Some seeds will fall on good soil. Some seeds will fall on rocks and stones. Some seeds will fall on thorns. It's not our choice where the seeds fall, but we have to be obedient. Some of you are not being obedient, and you're denying people their destiny. And you're also leaving a lot of money on the table. A lot of money. Mary Kay was always famous for saying, don't just take a piece of the pie, take the whole pie. And that's what she meant. She had so many great Mary Kay-isms. And she was so wise beyond her years. She knew her marketing plan because she created it. And she knew that's where the money was. And she knew that's where it would continue. And she knew that's where the paycheck of the heart was reaching out and sliding this gift in front of these people who need it. Did that woman need it? Yes. She needed Mary Kay. Did Mary Kay need her? Absolutely. She was a great person, great personality. But she said no. How sad. Some people are not risk takers, unfortunately. But what is there to risk? It's $100 decision. $100 decision can change your life. It changed my life, okay? Here's another tip. Always think in 3, 6, and 9 months. Always looking ahead, okay? I am always, like you guys know, over Thanksgiving, I was in Michigan. I was searching for my next events. I used to have events, like when I say events, lead generating events. I would have them spring and fall, and that would keep me busy. Okay. Well, now I just really I haven't really, I don't do the ones I used to do anymore. They don't allow vendors anymore. And those are the ones locally. And so I'm looking for more bigger events. We've got the Perry Fair in the fall. I was looking for something bigger that brought in different demographics. And so I found a homeschool expo in the spring, and I found a baby expo in the summer. And then we've got the fall from Perry Fair that generates all demographics. The homeschool is going to generate moms, more structured moms, and then the baby expo is going to generate a lot of new moms. You have to build your team and your customer base with different demographics, or not demographics. Yeah, demographics, right? And so that's why you have to be strategic. And so always looking down 3, 6, 9. When with my business, I know when my down times are because of the seasons. And so with these new events, I won't have any more down times. Okay. And so I'm plugging in to try some of these things out. The bridal fairs aren't as lucrative as they used to be for me. And so I'm dropping that. You have to try things and risk things. What worked 17 years ago isn't working right now. The brides right now are, I hate to say this, recording, more self-absorbed, and just couldn't get them to nail down a time, like we normally used to do. So I'm like, I don't have time to waste on them. I'm going to go for people who are blah, blah, blah. Okay. It's because I'm in the field trying things out, taking risks, looking, searching. Are you searching for new lead generating events for your business? Okay. Are you searching out the different demographics? That's what Mary Kay used to say, build in 10 geographic areas. And there's a whole reason, a whole purpose, and a strategy behind that. Just like, back in, when the hurricanes hit South Georgia, I had 4 parties booked in a 2-week span in South Georgia, and the hurricanes, they were without power for a week. All 4 of those parties canceled. But I had other parties because I built in 10 geographic areas. Same thing with the hurricane in Louisiana, New Orleans. If I lived in New Orleans and only built in New Orleans, my business would have went under when Katrina hit. But, people that build out, you've got to listen to the people who blazed the trail before you. And this 10 geographic areas came from Mary Kay's own words. So she knew there were, if you build this business to where your family depends on you, you need that money. And so that's what we're talking about tonight is what's going to happen when you do need this money and it's not your play money. Do you have your systems in place that you can rise to the occasion, rise to the moment and fulfill that need, that that mortgage or that grocery bill, that car payment, that light bill. You can because we've given you all the tools. You just have to go out and apply them, okay? And put yourself out there. All right, so here's the thing. So we talked about your lead generating events, doing that, building in 10 geographic areas. Get some sweat equity, okay? That's a mortgage term that we talked about. Sweat equity is when if you're building a house and you say, I'm not going to take a draw for the framing because I'm going to do the work myself. That's sweat equity. You've not taken a draw to finance that part of your house, and you're going to do that part of your work. So when I say in the mortgage world, sweat equity, what do you have out there that's put you at risk, okay? Do you have product? This is a business, okay? Get some product, ladies. You're in business. You will look like a businesswoman. People will treat you like a businesswoman, and you will get out there and hold those appointments. You have nothing hanging over your head if you don't have any product on your shelf. You have nothing making you get out there, okay? And honestly, there's no risk, because if Mary Kay's not for you, Mary Kay buys it back at 90%. So stop sitting on the fence and open your business, okay? Open your business. Here's why I'm saying that now, because I don't usually get tough about this. It's almost the end of the year. Your tax refund is going to be coming. And because you've started a business in this year, your family, you and your husband, are going to get a lot more money back than you would have last year. So I want you to ask your accountant, what's my number? What's my number without my Mary Kay business? And what's my number with my Mary Kay business? And that difference, I promise you, will pay off your inventory, okay? You don't go spend it because you're not on full store yet. You pay off your inventory. You go ahead and get it done before the end of the year. Get all the supplies that you need, because you can write off those supplies. Get committed to your business, okay? Playing small helps no one. Playing full out will help you, your children, your future children, and your future financial situation. You are a business. I want you to think about your favorite department store. Imagine it empty. And you go in, you're like, what? Mine is Stein Mart. I'm going there tomorrow. I got a birthday card. They, for some reason, think my birthday is in November. Anyway, I'm going to get my birthday shirt. Okay, here's the thing. What if I walked into Stein Mart tomorrow and it's empty? I'm going to have a heart attack for one, but I'm going to go somewhere else because I'm not going to order anything. That's what it's like. People love, as from the mouth of my husband, people love this product. They want this product and they want it now. And you are a business owner. Act like one. Okay, we'll move on. All right, so now, so no risk, no rewards. All right, get your product paid off in January with your tax refund. And let's see, we'll move on from there. Here's my last. Here's a little equation. Risk equals consistency. Because you've got something dangling over your head now. You've got to move this product. You're going to get out and hold those appointments. What does that consistency look like? Consistency equals activity, because you got to move that product. Activity equals results. Results equals more money. Making money means you saw more faces. When you saw more faces, you got more team members. When you get more team members, you get more money. More money. More money equals financial freedom, okay? So Andy asked me to share a little bit about our situation in 2006 when I was 9 months pregnant. Y'all, it was so tight. I can't tell you. Here's how tight it was. Well, you can imagine. Take $2,000 out of your bring home pay cut out of your family budget right now, and everybody gasp. All right, we stopped eating out, and you guys know. I'll tell you the end before I tell you the beginning. I was 2 weeks away from having Hudson. Had the baby. Took 2 weeks off because I couldn't drive. Put him in a carrier. Picked up one extra skincare class. I was already holding 2 a week. Picked up one extra a week with a brand new baby in tow. Because I couldn't leave him at home with Andy, because Andy was going to school full time, working as an aircraft mechanic third shift, rotating days off full time. He was either sleeping or studying. Ryan and Riley were 5 and 7, and they could stay home and watch a movie while Andy was sleeping or studying. Put the baby in tow. We went, picked up one extra skincare class. Within a month, I brought home the extra money, made up the difference. And within 6 months, I brought home an extra $20,000. That extra work from 2006 to 2008 catapulted me into my first pink Cadillac, which gave me the extra money to eventually have the savings to adopt Kai. Kai was $28,000. If I had not done that work, when God wants to give you a gift, he wraps it in a problem. I had to get out in the field and work more, and which brought home all this extra money and the momentum. You build momentum in 30 days, you can build a movement in 90. I built a movement. And that's why my baby girl is here, because Delta Airlines gave us a discount, a pay cut. Let me tell you how tight it was. It was so tight, we stopped eating out. And we would splurge on one pizza. We would splurge on one pizza every week. And the pizza, it was a $14 pizza. We had a coupon at Johnny's. And I remember he came home from the pizza, getting the pizza, and Riley stood behind the door to scare Andy. And when he did, the pizza flew up in the air and it fell on the floor. And I almost started to cry, because that was our splurge. And I had to go back and get another $14 pizza. That's how tight it was. But Mary Kay came through for us. Mary Kay will come through for you when you get in a situation like that. You know, if I had not done the work 6 years prior, I wouldn't have customers contact for those extra bookings or the generating events that I had set in place. What are you doing that's going to create growth for your business? Okay? Growth. That's what you're looking for. Doing something over and above what you normally do to produce growth when you need that extra money. Okay? So when things come down the pipeline, you know, I know not everybody does this for money right now, but maybe it's a prize. Do it for a prize right now, or do it for that daily win and that daily victory. Because what will come down the pipeline, that's another mortgage term, is when you need the real money. You know, you don't need Monopoly money or, honey, I got a trinket. Well, that trinket's not going to pay the bills. It's getting out there and putting your businesswoman cap on, hat on, and getting tough, getting that sweat equity, working up some sweat and getting it done so that you can reap the rewards, you know, 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years down the road, because you did it in the good times and it paid you and it took you through the bad times. Now, Marianne, I want you to share just a little bit. I know we're a little late, but I want you to share a little bit of what you feel about this topic.
Sure. One thing that was really big for our family, you know, when I got started, I didn't have any intentions of working. And as I worked, I fell in love with the company. Oh, Bobby. You let me talk? Okay, let mommy talk and we'll snuggle. And, you know, 6 months after I got started, I was making half of my teaching salary, was basically doing about 2 skincare classes a week. And then that's when we committed to, I wanted to do this full time. I was not going to re-sign my contract. So we signed contracts in February, and I didn't sign mine. So that's where I like cut the safety net. So that's when I was in DIQ. That's, I submitted, I think for director for DIQ that February 1st. And, come that March, April, when cheerleading tryouts and all that kind of stuff is happening, basically Chris had 3 different cheer jobs that he was contracted for, and like one after another he was let go. And it was really crazy because he was the best and people loved him. Like moms loved him. Cheerleaders would have these like mental breakthroughs because he's awesome at what he does. And, you know, he took teams to state, and we were like, I don't understand what's going on. You know, it's just one of those crazy things. But because of, I was in the process of DIQ and we built that momentum, it floated us through until he was able to get, you know, another job and everything. So that's one area that I didn't foresee. I mean, like, he was the best coach ever. So, you know, those things that you think you can depend on, you hate it when you find out that you can't depend on it and everything. So, and same thing with like all of our gaggle of kids. I didn't know I was going to have all these kids, and it saved us, I know, over like $20,000 worth of daycare and everything. So it's really cool. So those are our stories.
Yay, Marianne, I love your story. And I got to watch it play out. That's why I get so emotionally attached to everybody's goal. Because, life happens and life comes down the pipeline and you're like, what? But you do have something that can get you through, and it's something that you can control. And we talked about that last week, and we'll talk about that more as I come into your towns for the Christmas, is taking back the control, because I think we feel empowered when we have control, and I think some of us lose the fact that we don't think we're in control, but you are. We're going to learn more about that. All right, so Marianne, let's go ahead and see who our winner is tonight. Hudson fell asleep, so he can't do his normal boy with no shirt drawing.
All right, let me get my random number generator.
Okay.
All right, number 4.
Hey, who's number 4?
Maddie.
Maddie, she won again. I think I owe her 2 prizes.
You do?
Yay. Maddie, when I see you tomorrow, I'm going to have your products. Maddie's my customer, y'all. She's not 18 yet, but she calls in every Sunday because she wants to do Mary Kay when she turns 18. I'll have your prizes, okay? All right, everybody, thank you for being patient. I know we went 6 minutes past, but I hope it was a great topic and you loved it. And, I want to know your number. I want to know your 3, 6, and 9 month strategy. Let's work this out, okay? We're doing life together, so let's do it big. Have a great night.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye, Aiden.
Good night.
Give Morgan a kiss for me.
I think Morgan invited you to something else today too. I don't know what it was. They were like, "Oh, Morgan wants Michelle to come." I'm like, Morgan talks about Michelle nonstop. Give me kisses.
Bye. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.